ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's Thursday. Yeah, sit down, Steggs.
Thanks,
Come
man.
join me. And I'm not only joined by Steggs. We have lead artist, Mr. Gingergladiator, is here. He's staring off into the distance.
Hello.
The camera's over there.
Hello. Camera's there.
And we're also
looking
joined
at
by senior game designer, Errorist, which
Hello,
you may have
greetings.
seen in game. So, Steggs, what is it that we're doing this evening?
So this evening, we're going to be doing a little bit of an on deck, giving you as much info as we can, and there'll be more info about why we can't give you some of the info in a little bit. Does that make sense?
It does
Not,
to me.
Not really, but hey, we'll
Probably
go for
not
it.
to them.
And then once we've given you that info, we're going to open it up to you guys to give us a Q&A for mainly these guys, but I'm sure we'll be answering some questions as well.
Yeah.
So we might as well get straight into it. Apart from saying hello to all the chat.
Yeah, hello, and just calling out, they're bowing to you, Mr. Errorist.
What? Why are they
The
bowing
Lord
to
of the
Eris?
Guardian.
Do you know, on the last stream, Sots absolutely wrecked me in the Guardian. Like, it was insane. He killed me. You know the blink, the attacky blink.
Oh yeah,
thing
right.
he did.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. Now I'm just gonna jump out. I started jumping out, and he was just like, blink boy, jumped to me, exploded everywhere.
Yeah, lethal.
It sucked.
Very talented.
Nerf
player.
it. Nerf it to the ground. It's got to be done. Get out of here. There we go. So yes, I hope all of you guys are doing well. I actually can't really read the chat very well. Can any of you guys read
I
the
can
chat?
read the chat.
Can you read the chat?
I'm struggling from
You're
here.
struggling?
Yeah.
Okay, if I ever get my phone out, it's because I'm looking at the chat. I'm not just like texting my
Can
mum
we
or
maybe
something, you know?
bump the text up one notch?
We might be able to bump text up
We
a
can
little
do.
bit. Yeah, let's do that. Hold on, guys. Just so that we can actually see what you're saying.
But it seems we've got a new player, or someone who's very
yeah,
interested in
that's-
fractured
that's
space. We've
good.
got Looter in the Twitch chat. How do you do, sir? Or madam? I'm just assuming things here now.
Good.
There we go.
Boom.
I can see that. There we go.
Yeah,
it also
that's good.
does help with the caps. Yeah, you guys keep doing that. That helps.
Popcorn's right. Everyone
That
should
helps
type
a lot.
bigger.
Everyone, please type bigger so that we can read it.
Yeah, use a bigger font, please.
Thanks,
Without
guys.
using caps lock.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the challenge.
There you go. There you go. Or just use like emojis, and we'll try and figure out what you're trying to say. Please don't
Translate.
do that. Let's not. Right. So.
Could be funny, I guess.
All right. So the big thing, I suppose, is that we're changing the way that we do updates. So previously, like last year and even 2016 as well, we were putting a relatively big-ish update out every month. Some months would be bigger than others. Some months would be a bit smaller. You know, just how it goes. Now, 2018. We're going to be changing that to be a little bit more structured. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot of it more structured. So what it's going to mean is that, so to give you an example for Q1 of this year, January, at the end of January, there's going to be a patch. That's what we're going to call it. In February, there's going to be another patch. And then in March, there's going to be a big update. The reason for this is basically... well, we want to be able to put out bigger and better, much more exciting things. So the patches are going to be sort of smaller things like some balance changes, some fixes. There are going to be other things in there as well. You know, like we'll go into detail about what's coming out in January. But that could be things like skins. It could be small little features, basically. And we're basically going to be doing that so that a bigger portion of the team here can be working on something bigger, like, you know, say, game mode, map, something like that, you know?
The Super Paragon.
Yeah, the Super Paragon,
Which
as
is like
well.
two Paragons bolted together.
Is
Yeah.
it a Paragon, but one of its abilities shoots out another Paragon?
Oh my
It's
god.
a carrier
Maybe
of a
smaller
Paragon.
Paragons,
Yeah.
but then has smaller Paragons in it. Tiny
Brilliant.
fighters.
That's
But
it.
I think you guys can attest to that. Like, I'm not really in the sprint planning meetings, but Toonzilla will say, right, we want you to do this. How long is this going to take? And if it's anything longer than a month, then it's like, well, then it's not something that
Yeah.
can be achieved.
We can't do it.
There'll be
focus
kind of
down on
ongoing sprint goals and kind of future goals that we'll work towards, but I think the next few things are going to be fairly substantial. It's certainly a lot of artwork to do, because it's going to be a big one actually. But yeah, it's quite a good challenge, to be honest, to get stuff like this on the go, rather than just reusing stuff that we've already had.
That's basically it. It's going to allow us to do bigger chunks that we'd otherwise struggle with in kind of 5-6 week sprints.
So we've been kind of doing a lot of prep work in the last couple of weeks to get stuff going.
They're just saying you need to speak up a little bit.
Sorry, I'm
Ginger.
very quiet.
Ginger is a quiet one. He's
Strangely enough.
Yeah, it is quite weird.
Apart from when I'm playing the game.
Yeah, when you're playing the game, I can hear him on the other side of the office. But when he's on stream, he's like, "Yeah, well, I'm chill. All is good."
Looks like a warrior, but really,
that's it.
The heart of a kitten.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh no! Don't do that. We don't want murders on the stream. Oh no!
Totally just touched my hair. Can't believe you did that.
Triggered.
So yeah, that's, to be honest, that is the sort of one of the bigger things that we wanted to talk to you about, because it's obviously important for you guys to know what our schedule is, and this is also part of what myself and KP are trying to do this year, which is improve the communication. So we want to be using the website to be able to actually be a hub for all the information we put out there. So, for example, this stream will be put onto YouTube, and we'll also do a sort of summary of what we've said in writing. So anybody who can't watch it or doesn't want to sit through a couple of hours of video can just read a summary of what we've spoken about, basically. It will be a bit hard to do that for the Q&A section, but we can figure that out. It's all good.
Transcription. But the problem wasn't that we weren't telling the information, is that this piece of information is over here.
Yes.
And someone who doesn't visit Twitch, who only goes to maybe the Steam forums or looks at the Facebook page, doesn't know about this information. So sometimes they were surprised when an update would happen and something we've talked about changes and they didn't know. So we're going to work on improving, just making sure that you know everything that's coming and you have one place basically to go and get it.
Exactly. So yeah, it's going to be small patches, and then one big, massive update that will be
mind blowing.
Mind blowing. It will be a big change to the game. Basically, it will change a lot of things about it. So we obviously do have to hold some information back. So for example, we aren't going to be saying what is coming up in March until we start doing a proper lead up, so that we can let you guys know in a more structured way, basically, and build a hype train. Yeah. There's got to be a hype train for an update, so that's what we're trying to aim for. So January, let's talk about January. So in theory, there should be a patch at the end of the month. Obviously, with dates, they are subject to change. Things happen, bugs happen, and we don't want to release something that's crap. So if it isn't looking good, if it's not working, we won't release it. We'll delay it for a week or so. That's just how it goes. But we're aiming for the end of January. And like I said, it is going to be a smaller... It's going to be a patch. It's going to be small. So what we're going to have in there are new leaderboards. We could talk about them a little bit. Although we don't exactly have a ton of information about how they're going to work yet. But we do know that they're going to be reset weekly. That's correct, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so rather than what we have right now, where the leaderboards are... There's some people in the top 10 who don't even play anymore, or can't play anymore.
Yep.
That's a better way to say that. But they're still there because they put so much time in and did so well. And it seems like an insurmountable mountain for newer players coming in, or someone who's been around for a little while, and they just can't get anywhere close to that. So by resetting them weekly, it gives people a chance to strive for that further than they have before.
Yeah.
More than anything. And we'll be able to do certain things around that at certain points of time, such as maybe a giveaway or two.
There you go.
I think some of our audience members are wondering what you mean by can't play anymore.
They got banned. that.
Let's not beat around the bush, huh?
Luther says weekly seems harsh. That's not concrete. It seems to us the best at the moment, but obviously we'll be taking player feedback in as it comes and reviewing it, and that could change. It could be bi-weekly, it could be monthly. Who knows?
Yeah. All of that sort of stuff relies on feedback from you guys anyway. So when it comes out, you know, we listen to what you guys have to say about it. If you don't like the weekly and we don't really see it working either, then we change it. You know, that's kind of how a lot of our development works. You know, I think a key point of one of the previous update that we did was something that I did not think would be a key point for you guys, but it ended up being quite a big thing about the Watchmen. Because we'd obviously done some balance changes on that. And it was actually, I think it was Popcorn Generator, created a really, really, really good in-depth post on Steam.
Yep.
We took a look at that, had a read through it. I had a chat to Errorist and a couple of the other designers. And we're now going to be doing something about that, right? So
yeah, absolutely. We weren't actually, or let's put it this way, we didn't intend for it to be sort of a subtle nerf.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the request to summarise it would be, can we have the old one back as well?
Yeah.
So
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, what we can do is bring back the old loadout as an option.
Yep. While bringing the other one in line with that one, right?
Possibly. Yeah, I'm not convinced 100% whether it needs bumping, but we'll see. You know, we can look at it. And
I like it. So yeah, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, we need to listen to feedback from you guys, and that's why me and KP spend a lot of our times on the forums to have a look at what you're saying. So yeah, that's just an example of, you know, give us your feedback, we'll have a look and see what we think. So like I said, there's not loads of concrete information we've got about leaderboards yet. We don't know exactly how they're going to be working. If any of you guys know more than I do, then please feel free to jump in. But as far as I'm aware, I don't know exactly how it's meant to work.
I'm afraid I wasn't involved with it either.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Still being designed.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think there's going to be, we got to talk leaderboards, aren't we?
Yeah, leaderboards.
Yeah. There's going to be like different categories of the leaderboard, so you'll be able to filter it down. So if you might be at the top of a particular subset of a leaderboard, and then I think we're planning on giving prizes away for the people like in the top 3.
Yep.
So yeah, something to kind of aim for.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So that'll be one change coming. I feel like there's going to be some people that are wondering. It's the classic thing of, why are we putting this in?
Possible.
Yeah. So I figure before that question comes up, I'm just going to go with it and just tackle it head on. Pretty much the reason that we're doing that change, or not that we're doing the change, but the reason it's going in the January patch is more or less because we have a certain set of devs that are able to do that, that aren't working on, I was about to say what it was,
Whoa.
That was really close,
super special.
on the March update. So we need to be able to get those guys to be doing stuff as well. This was something that they could do within the period of time. It makes sense. It's not necessarily been one of those things that have been like, you guys have been like, we want these.
Yeah.
But it's just something that we can do that might be a nice thing for you guys to chase as well. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
that's it.
I guess the overall idea is we hope they'll generate a bit of enthusiasm and hype.
Yeah.
And they get more players back. Should be a good chase item.
Yeah.
Vindica's kind of got the new thing. It's the super secret squirrel update. Yes, you're right.
Who told you?
Damn!
That's correct.
Who leaked it?
Ruin it for everyone,
Great.
Vinticus.
Thanks, Venticus. Right, stream's over. It's the squirrel update. So let's move on to the next thing for the January patch. It is an ultimate skin.
I thought you were going to say the other thing.
No, I wasn't. I'm going to leave that for next time. That's not next time, for the one after.
Yeah.
So again, there's going to be some of you may already know what it is, but there's going to be some images coming out next week, and then some more details coming out the week after. You know, we're trying to sort of do that kind of thing, you know, feed information as and when we can and feel it would be a good time to. However, you've been working on the Ultimate Skin.
Me?
Haven't you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, no, I haven't.
What do you like it?
I'm really well. I posted three pictures.
That's not a good response, is it? Do you like it?
Well, of course I like it. I made it.
It's all right.
If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be doing a very good job. But it's hard to be. It's hard to be critical of your own work. You know?
Yeah.
So I posted 3 pictures on our Slack channel the other day, and I think they got fairly good responses, didn't they?
Yep. Yep.
So like three different skins as well.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting
beauties of
things about this particular Ultimate Skin. Is that there are 3
of them.
Some variations.
I think it started off as, hey guys, which one do you think is best?
Yeah.
And then I think
like,
it came
all
out.
of them.
They're all the best.
Yeah.
Two of them are awesome, and then the third one is just ludicrous.
Yeah, the third one. Yeah.
So
the
we were
third
just
one
like,
is
well,
ludicrous.
that's the one, and then the other 2 are too good to let go, so we're just going to push them out there. But
Yep.
what I basically did was, what's going to really drive Gamma Tech mad? I just thought more exclusive skins that are really hard to get hold of. So bam, that's what I did. Dropped it.
I feel bad for Gamma.
So do I.
We love you, Gamma.
We do.
He's great.
I'm so glad he managed to get the Intel Leviathan skin.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I know.
So I remember that thread was going around the office, and
That
we were all,
was a tough
wondering.
one.
Yeah, like none of us knew how to get that skin, right?
Yeah, no one bothered to
really-
tell us. It's fine. I only made it.
Yeah, so we were all kind of rooting for him, and in the end, I actually saw him in game with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some
Impressed.
trouble with that. Like he applied it and it didn't redeem correctly.
Ah, okay.
For some reason, over the Christmas holidays, some people weren't getting redemptions correctly. So then came to talk to me. And we got
Because
to
it
sorted him out.
Yeah.
To put it into context, you got the skin as part of an Intel bundle,
Yes, if you
but,
bought,
but the deal had finished. Right?
Yes.
Wasn't it something like
it
that?
was a weird one. It seemed to be happening a lot more in Eastern Europe. That's where we saw a lot of redemptions coming from.
Ah, I see.
So it was select Intel bundles or products. You could get the Intel starter
Well,
pack.
it's turned out to be a super rare skin, so respect for
It
getting
is a
it.
super rare skin. It is a very,
He
very,
must have gone
very
out
rare
and
skin.
bought a chip or something.
I think no, he traded it with someone.
Ah,
Yeah.
did some
something.
negotiations.
Yeah, probably.
Do
Yeah.
you want to know a secret?
Go on.
There is another Intel skin.
Oh god.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
The one I
God.
made it originally of your favourite ship.
Oh,
The
I
Bassi!
remember
Which
it, yeah.
exists, but nobody has it.
Why don't I have it?
Because nobody has it.
That seems absurd that
Has
I
it-
don't have
was
it.
it-
Been
The
activated.
number 1
Oh,
Basilisk
okay.
player in the world should have that skin.
Sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure Robert should. Yeah. No, I'm joking.
Rob-
you're
Rob
not.
who?
Really not.
Rob who? Yeah, that's what I have to say about this.
Everyone's going to be like, I'm the number
Outrageous.
1 Bassi player.
Outrageous.
What's that? Salty.
I'm the number 1 Basilisk player in the world. Fact.
In Guildford, baby.
So shut up. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one because obviously there are the 3 variations of that Ultimate Skin. There's going to be some different ways that you can obtain it as well, or obtain each one. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. That'll be going in the January patch. And the final thing that is going in the January patch.
Well, it's not the final.
Aside from balance notes, aside from a few fixes,
Some ship updates.
you got some ship updates. What,
Oh,
like
wow.
artwork?
I like this. Will the new leaderboards back that up, Steggs? There you go.
Yes.
Oh, you can put it
Strong
all on the
question.
line.
Yeah, they
here.
will.
Do it.
Of course
Do
they
it.
will.
Prove yourself.
Yeah, they will. Of course they will. Why wouldn't they?
Ooh.
All right. I don't even need. I am the leaderboard.
Change
It's
your
actually
name.
just me
Change
in
your
the
name
game.
to number 1 Bassi.
I should, shouldn't I? I'm going
Some
to do that.
big claims flying around tonight.
There we go. So, the next big thing. I say big thing. It's
To us.
to us, it's a big thing. To some of you guys, it will be a big thing, right?
It's something we've been promising for a long time.
Yeah, and I'm genuinely scared to say it because I'm still scared it's not going to happen.
They'll be like, oh, it's not happening.
Is this the Instaban feature?
Oh, someone might have got it.
Badges. Badges will finally be going into the game. Finally. So we're going to start out by giving out the badges that have been promised in the past. And there are also a couple of other ones. Yeah, genuinely, they will be from like 3 years ago. It's insane.
Remember that tournament that you were in 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Probably not, because I can't imagine many of you are still around.
It's one of those kind of things. But they're going in the game. January patch. Subject to change. I'm going to put it out there for everything that we're saying here, of course. But so that's for there are things like a meet the dev badge. So if any of you guys have met us in person
And said the code phrase, not just
was that on the code phrase as well?
not just you've popped by.
What was the code phrase?
That's a good question.
It was
Mr.
Zarek sent me.
Yeah, Mr. Zarek
yeah,
sent me.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't send it. What are you talking about?
That was the code phrase that we used when we were out at PAX West, 2016.
Yeah.
That's a long
Yeah,
time
it was.
ago now.
It was a long time ago.
So we should do a burrito badge. That's a really good idea.
I like burritos. Get a KP badge.
I'm not even kidding. Yeah.
Maybe we do a pizza badge as well, so that depending on whether we've eaten pizza or burritos, then we can just rock the tent.
Yeah. Badges. We don't need no stinking badges. No, you do.
You do.
We've been promising you
They're
badges
pretty rad.
for so long.
But
So long.
like you were saying, we're going to be starting out more with the ones we've promised, or that were linked to competitive events as well. And then as time goes on, there'll be more coming in to do with like campaigns and events that we've run in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
So they
someone
won't all be
asked,
coming at once.
How will they show up in game? So there's like a little icon next to your name at the top of the screen in the front end. So it'll come up there, and then you'll also have it. So if you've seen us flying around with the dev tag on, we've got a little tiny badge next to our name. You'll get that. So it'll just appear above people's HUDs.
There we go. Great stuff. So it's basically like a dev icon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Amazing.
Or like the people who have Vanguard or Forerunner.
Oh yeah. I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh yeah.
Will there be badges for the Long War? That's a phrase I haven't heard in a very long time.
I think maybe someone forgot about the Long War.
He's not here, so
I can't remember.
It didn't finish, I don't think. I could probably talk to him.
Yeah, we might have to give a little bit of a phone call to the one and only and see if he remembers what he said there.
Yeah.
It's likely that he doesn't remember what he said there, but we'll go with it.
Platgate is pretty good actually.
A Platgate badge.
Maybe we should have one of those.
That's great.
A shiny badge.
So
the brief war.
That took me a while. When he said brief, I thought of like briefs, like underwear, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then I figured it out straight away.
It's probably a clever double meaning. Though.
Yeah, maybe. So they're the sort of key features, if you like, of the January patch. Like I said, it is a small one, same as the February one as well. And then we have a big one in March, at the end of March.
Yeah.
So it should be really cool. The big one is quite a significant change. Oh, I think I said we were going to say what it was, but not what it is.
What's that?
That doesn't make any sense.
The big
Oh,
one.
the biggie.
Yeah. So what we said is that we can tell you that it is a new game mode. That's what we're working on, and that's all we can tell you right now.
A new one, not Conquest 3.0 that I saw in the chat, or Frontline 2.0.
A new one.
Or the return of old Frontline. It's a new thing.
It's a new thing. Yeah, it is not Conquest.
It's pretty new, actually.
It is a new thing.
And it's not 100 players. Just to get that out there.
100 players parachute into space with their spaceships.
No, we've talked about this already. So you all start off in the home base, and then you jump onto a little ship,
Yeah.
and you fly around, and you jump into a sector, and then there are ships all over the place, and then you grab yourself the ship that you want. The better ships will be further away,
Well,
obviously, and then you just start fighting.
Well,
That's great.
I was messing around the other week, and I said, well, instead of being in the actual ships, you're in like the mining ships. But they're
Well, I was
equipped
thinking
with
like in fighters. Actually, what? Mining ship? Everyone's just in a mining ship.
But it's got some
one
weapons.
turret.
Yeah. But then you can
Turret
find the
ships.
big ships and
Cool.
get in them, and be like, oh, I'm a Colossus now.
Or you can just take the Gamma Station.
Yeah.
It's Rocket League, but with giant spaceships.
Cool.
I'm not kidding you. Rocket League, but with giant spaceships, is a sentence that has been said to me in this studio before. I'm not kidding you whatsoever. I think it was a plan, not a plan, an idea, a very loose idea for like a pre-game lobby sort of thing. So when you hit search, you actually go into a game and you're playing Rocket League with
A moon.
spaceships. Yeah, like you have a moon as a ball and like you can shoot it and stuff. We obviously didn't do that, and that's not what it is.
Immersion breaking bit.
Yeah, so that was actually an idea a long time ago. It was don't know about that one, but
Was that before
you know,
Fractroids or after Fractroids?
that was after Fractroids. I think that might have been upon the removal of Fractroid, actually, maybe a little bit after. So yeah, it was an interesting one. So yeah, it's totally new. It's not Conquest. It's not Frontline. It's totally new. Totally new. And we'll have more details coming out more probably towards the end of February, I would imagine.
Yeah, keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Until then,
Yeah.
we'll be dropping some information,
We will.
like we said, on the website where you'll be able to find everything nowadays. But yeah, stay tuned. Keep your peepers open because at certain points we'll be teasing things out.
Yes, exactly.
Or letting you know.
We've even got a calendar. That's right, of when we're going to put stuff out.
Rather than a whiteboard.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a calendar because we've sent it to all of you
I
guys.
thought we had like a post-it note system.
No.
Oh, no, we upgraded.
No. Yeah, we
Whoa,
upgraded.
Yeah.
Pro now.
We didn't want to use
Wow.
paper. We were like, nope, calendar. There we
Nice.
go. Yeah.
Right. I've probably not accepted it.
Rocket
I don't
League
think
thing
you
in June then.
Rocket League in June confirmed.
Awesome.
I'd love that. I love Rocket League. What? Zombie model?
Fractured for Dead.
Zombie mode.
We've not got to the Q&A section, but Robert does make a good question right there. He
Go on.
asks, which you may be able to answer, Eris. Does the new update structure call for any change in the frequency of bounce passes?
It shouldn't have an impact on balance. So I think every kind of patch that we do in between the big updates, it should always contain balance tweaks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of an ongoing thing, and yeah.
Yep.
Keeps it fresh as well.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see a lot of chatter now, so I think that they're kind of waiting.
Probably.
That means they must be
Preparing
too
the
excited.
questions.
I think they're preparing questions.
Is there anything else we can talk about that's coming up?
I've seen a lot of questions about Frontline, which
Frontline 2.0.
yeah,
Not a thing.
I don't know. I mean,
Definitely
it's-
not Frontline 2.0.
I mean, it's not
Backline.
Frontline, but who knows? Maybe at some point in the
Yeah,
future,
yeah,
could we
yeah.
spruce it up and
What's that? Just
give it a try?
avoid
Maybe.
the enemy.
To be honest, personally for me, I would rather see, and this is in the future. This is not us talking about the March update, but for those that couldn't hear, Eris just said maybe in the future we can sort of spruce up Frontline as a
Yeah, I
new
mean,
game mode.
if people want Frontline, I mean,
Yeah.
I probably just saw a few anecdotal mentions.
Well, I mean,
Everyone
I know
wants Frontline.
it does come up
Well,
on the Steam
not
forum
everyone,
a
but
little
yeah.
bit,
Everyone should.
but it's really widely debated. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, there are some people that loved it and some people that absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'd prefer us to do a completely, you know, just not worry about Frontline for now and just be like, boom, there's.
I'd prefer
There's
to
the
work
new
on
stuff.
You know?
cool new stuff. To
Yeah,
be honest.
you know.
I'd like to eventually bring it back, but then to be honest, I still thought Frontline with random ships was the best way to have it.
Oh,
I've
I
heard that quite a bit.
I agree.
to be fair.
Drafting ships in Frontline just doesn't really work.
No,
maybe-
I loved the random ships.
Maybe a random ship Frontline tourney at some stage or something. Who knows?
Maybe we could do something like that. If that sounds
You
fun
know,
for you.
if there is a
You let us know.
demand for it out there, who knows?
Yeah, you never know. It could be fun. But then we don't want any excuses of, no, I was given this ship. That means
Oh, that's it. No,
that
no,
means
you have to.
no,
You play with.
you got
Play
to
all the
deal.
ships.
You deal with
Yeah.
the rando. That's what
Yeah,
you
I
do.
think the biggest problem with that was new players.
It
Because
was.
They were
It
still
was.
coming to terms with it, and then all of a sudden, oh, why do I have this ship that I
Yeah.
don't even know
Yeah.
what's going wrong?
I'd imagine. I don't remember what the communication was, but I feel like it wasn't communicated very well.
No, it wasn't.
Was it?
communicated at all.
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't think
No.
it
Poor
was.
communication coming from us. Shut up.
Yeah.
guy.
That's what you're talking about. We're on it.
So this is pretty much all the information we can give you right now. So it feels like it's been a very short information session. However, what the difference is between, say, now and last year is that we know when we're going to be giving you more information. It's all completely planned out. It's not a, hey, we should do this. You know, we all sat down and just planned out exactly when we're going to be giving people information about certain things. Even things like when we've put embargoes on certain image releases and things like that. So there's like a date where people can go nuts, like the devs can go nuts and just release things when they want to, which I think is also really nice as well, because it means that you guys can get way more involved with that and actually get to experience that the hype that you get when you put something new out. Like, because it's a good feeling, right? You know, you put something new out and people are like, oh my god,
The
and you're
emojis are
like,
flying
yeah,
around.
you know, you're like, yeah, I did something. But yeah, you know, you guys being able to get involved with that is nice. I'm
Yeah, it should be cool,
excited for
and
that.
I expect we'll tease different things in different ways as well.
Yeah,
So we'll,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
I think we've got a few things up our sleeve.
We do. So let's move on
To the Q&A.
The Q&A.
So we can only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chat lines here. So
Oh,
don't go
God.
too crazy, folks.
This is going
on
to be a
spamming
nightmare.
some questions here. We'll try to get through them. If we missed your question, continue posting it,
Yep.
and we'll try and get round to it. So
Good question.
Right.
North Star. It's
What?
North Star, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's just
What
changes.
question is that?
Errorist,
Son
is
of
there a
the
plan to
stars.
bring us a long-range ship for TDS?
Not right now that I know of.
That's good. I like that.
Not right
Short,
now.
concise,
Yeah.
easy.
Boom.
Not right.
That doesn't mean it won't ever happen. but
Extreme Mudder.
Not right now.
Do you have any future plans for Elite XP? That's not really your.
It's
forte.
not
Ginge.
my thing.
Yeah?
Do you know?
What?
Elite XP.
Elite XP. I
What
thought.
was I know?
I thought you would know because
No.
as far as I've been told, and I haven't been told anything different yet, Elite XP is meant to be going towards. It's going to be something to do with master skins.
Yes.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah.
However, I'd have to make the master skins first.
Exactly.
And it's not
Yes.
in my priority jobs list.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
but
There are
hidden below things.
there are bigger things for us to do at the moment.
Lots of bigger
Much
things.
bigger things.
Yeah,
So it would be awesome to get them done. We would like to, but as with many things in the studio, that it just has to be prioritized. We've missed loads of questions. I've
Yeah,
literally
we might
seen
want
it
to
just go
scroll
like,
up a little bit.
hold on.
Go
Luther,
for it.
what are some resources for new players who want to get into this game? So, if you want a sort of basic overview, the YouTube channel is pretty good for some ship guides. Some of them are out of date, unfortunately, but if you have specific questions, the new player help group on Discord is also quite useful. So there's a link within the game. If you hop over to the news hub on the top right of the screen, you can click the Discord link, it will send you there, and you can use the new player help.
Also, a lot of our community members have done some really good new player videos
Yeah.
and guides and things for certain ships.
Yep.
So it's worth having a little dig around YouTube.
We
on
also did 5 pretty decent ones, I might say.
Oh,
that. Absolutely.
Did you already say that?
yes. I told him to go to our YouTube.
Sorry. I was busy with the chat.
Let me just scratch your head over here.
Evil Popcorn Generator says, mentioning a new game mode, what about player numbers? Will we have the numbers to support that? Yes, in theory. the way that we're going to release it means that it should be able to sustain the players basically. It is going to be the plan for that release is supposed to be a marketing push then. So with the March update, it's going to be a big one. That is the plan at the moment, to put marketing with that update basically.
Yeah, it might be worth emphasizing as well that we still feel like we're not quite in the right place in terms of retaining enough new players.
Yeah,
We're doing a better job than we did last year,
yes.
but
Yeah.
we're not in a position yet to be really ramping up.
Yeah, so I've said on the forums quite a lot before that we're in a better place than we were. I think even on one of the posts that I answered this week, I said we've gone up it can be anywhere between 5 to 10% than we were last year. That number at the moment is kind of going up and down quite a lot. It needs to stabilise, it needs to improve by a few more percent, and we can fully go for it.
Yeah.
But in saying that, the March update is supposed to be a relatively decent push.
Yeah, and at least some of our efforts will be into kind of addressing how new players experience
Yes.
the
Have
game.
a direct effect on
Yes.
the
So-
released it should.
Yeah.
So yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully, 2018 is going to be our year.
That's it.
Sounds like a good resolution.
It's
It's
a
a
great
Yeah,
Feels
resolution.
like a good year already.
Yeah.
So Obi-Wan,
Burn the Meta tournament on the 27th. Any chance of devs participating?
I must admit I haven't heard of this tournament.
27th Saturday or Sunday. Sounds like a
20
weekend day.
I think
Probably
is
gonna
it
be a
is it?
weekend.
I think there might be the global game jam happening then. If so,
I'll check.
I might.
Did you just
be
open
out.
your phone with your eyes?
Yeah, I did.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
I know my phone
Freaky.
just opened with my eyes.
2018.
I know, right?
Now I'm
Um,
scared of it.
Calendar.
But I'm pretty sure.
It's
If
a Saturday.
Yeah, that was a Saturday.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do Saturdays.
Yeah, to be honest, for me, I'm going to be totally honest. I struggle to give up my weekends for anything because I'm generally out most of the time doing stuff.
Gears
Maybe
head.
Oh, look at this.
maybe raiding people in Ark. Building,
Yeah.
taming dinosaurs. That's what I mean when I
Very
say
busy
out.
stuff.
Well,
Look,
I can
it's,
say
it's
I'm-
busy, okay?
I'm keen if I'm not doing the game jam. If it's not that weekend, and if I'm in town, I'll be happy to. Join.
Yeah, we'll be able to
But,
round up a few people.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be some devs knocking about,
Yeah.
harvesting some easy MMR.
For
you
sure.
Know what I mean?
Free MMR weekend.
Absolutely.
I've
We've-
answered looters.
Kind of.
Grieve. Oh God.
Greek virus.
Greek virus. There you go. Question 210 online at the moment. When are you getting on the marketing to get more players into the game?
Yeah, we can't
about.
I think we just talked. Yeah, we just talked about it. If anything's unclear, do feel free to ask, more specifically.
Tell your
we'll
wife, tell
we'll
your
tell
kids
you
in
what
the
we know.
meantime.
Let's go down a little bit more. There we go. Willis used to talk, this is from Robert P. Dot, Willis used to talk a lot about general nerfs to heavies, either slightly reworking percentage heals or removing the heavy cap scaling bonus. Are those still on the table?
I thought we were just deleting healers.
Deleting healers. And heavies.
Removing all healers from the game.
Probably not in the near future. I mean, we'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
I don't want to commit to
It
saying
needs a big
anything.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Committal on stream, but any heavies that are problematic, we'll absolutely look at them. I mean, there's not a lot of love for the Aegis, for example. It has had a few nerfs recently. You know, it does need more, maybe. There are different ways to approach it, and looking at the way they receive heals could be one.
Yeah.
I think it's an ongoing thing. We'll look into it.
Yeah, particularly when we have developers on stream. A lot of the time, some will say what they specifically think, rather than actually, having a proper meeting, I guess, about it. So that's not a bad thing. Like, you know, I like to share my personal opinions with everyone. You know, it's
Nothing
great.
wrong with that.
And it, you know, it also shows that we do disagree with each other at the studio sometimes. We're not all just like, yeah, let's do this.
It can happen. I mean,
You
it's
know.
part of any creative process.
Exactly.
isn't
Healthy
it?
conflict.
Exactly.
Without
Yeah.
healthy conflict, everyone agrees, and, and nothing really gets done.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that sort of thing, it does pretty much require everyone to kind of sit down. I say everyone, the designers to sit down and actually have a proper, good discussion about it, and you know, initiate that talk. Operator, Fractured Space, in-game voice comms. Any update? No update.
Too much salt.
Not within Q1. I'd be surprised if we saw it in Q2. I think
Possibly, I don't know. That's still quite a way away.
And that's also very much open to what we could get in there. It is, from what I understand, a big job, a very big job, I think. So I don't know how long it would take, but I'd like them. I would like to get voice comms in. There are some people that feel voice comms aren't going to be good. I don't know what you guys think. No? Not up?
I don't know. I'm quite happy using Discord. Everything seems to work for me. There obviously are certain people that you don't want to have on comms.
Mm-hmm.
But then you could mute that
You
person.
can mute that
You
person,
can mute
yeah.
them. You don't even have to jump into the voice chat room thing. You know.
That's it.
I guess the only thing for me, personally, I think we could spend our time on better features.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's just my
I
personal.
agree.
Yeah.
I think
It's a lot of investment.
I think it's a higher priority to improve the in-game sort of non-verbal communications.
Right.
Because think about more people playing from different backgrounds, from different countries and so on. Voice comms isn't necessarily the answer. In the meantime, we do have Discord. Hardcore players know how to use Discord. So,
By communication, you're not necessarily just talking about chat wheel, like things within the game as well. Like
I think we can
status
improve.
effects.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Pings and all sorts of things that we can improve.
Yeah.
Totally.
Fair enough. Did you have... Wait, hold on. Yeah, did you have burritos for the office lunch today? Nope. Had pizza for dinner.
Pizza.
It was great.
It was a good pizza.
Beautiful
It was
pizza.
mine was slightly undercooked.
Really?
My dough was a little squishy.
I think that's how they do it.
I like it.
Oh, okay. Was that
Yeah.
intentional?
Sourdough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like
nice selection on my pizza. But
It's like a naan
It's
bread.
the one you had last time.
Yeah.
You know?
It
Yeah.
just kind of felt like the
Maybe.
oven was a bit too hot because it was a bit scorched on the outside,
Yeah.
a little raw on the inside.
bit chewy.
Oh.
It was
It was nice. It was enjoyable.
It was tasty overall though.
That
you know.
really... That's disappointed me. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
feel like we've
you
let
know,
you
I
down.
had extra garlic, extra chili. Sorry about that. In the small room, but
Yeah, the extra
we know.
garlic as well, so this side's the extra garlic. Yeah.
We want to end this as soon as possible.
luckily
Right.
you guys can't smell it.
Nixie says, can we give the displacer an armor buff? Seems a little squishy.
I kind of like it squishy, to be honest. That's not to say we can't do it. If it needs any buff, I might look at the guns.
I'd like to
before
bring
the
it
armor.
in a little bit more. Like, it's a ship that I really love playing, and it's quite, obviously you need to be able to aim to play it well.
Yeah.
But then I also feel that it kind of needs more of a fall off on the damage.
Yeah,
but then
maybe.
I think it needs buffing in other places
Yeah.
to kind of balance it out a bit more.
That's it.
Yeah.
I actually kind of liked how it was when we first dropped it, when the armor up close, the damage up close was
pretty minimal,
decreased. It's a tough one to communicate though, without the
Yeah.
effect scaling.
See, I thought that was an interesting mechanic, but
Yeah.
I just thought it just didn't quite work. It worked very well with.
It's a
with
quirky
the game.
one. I mean, I kind of
You know?
felt like it would make sense if the projectiles accelerated, then it would sort of be justified in the game world, right?
Oh, okay.
Or if the effects somehow scaled and it got bigger as it progressed.
This is why we're not designers.
I
wouldn't think.
So yeah, I think it was lacking in communication, and therefore people were like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
You know?
makes sense. Yeah, potentially.
Is it too squishy? Like I said, I personally think it kind of needs that trade-off. But yeah, it may be a ship that we'll look into for the
I think it
for
needs
the
a little
next
bit
one.
of love.
Yeah.
You know, personally, a little bit.
I think it's not being picked that much at the moment,
No,
so
it's
we
not.
probably
fell off quite a
could.
bit.
With a little bit of a buff, maybe.
It was. I remember a time where it was everywhere, and it was kind of like. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into balanced like discussions with ships, but I mean, like, you know, it was used a lot. Say around the time that the Reaper and the Interceptor were used quite a bit.
Yeah.
And there's been a huge drop off in Reapers recently. I think there's a lot of mobile ships, and you're a bit of a disadvantage if you're playing Reaper right now. I find I'm not doing particularly well in Reaper.
Disruptors for
It's
days.
I think I'd pick a Furion over the Reaper.
At the moment, definitely.
These
I think
days,
it's very useful in game.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That thing's a beast.
And it's a good
Beast mode.
All right.
Yeah, so
Well, mate,
I mean,
alright.
it's a fair point. We can definitely continue this discussion.
But
All right,
let's
good.
move on to
Let's
the-
move on.
Demison says, will founders get founder badges? So you technically have them
you've already got
already.
founder badges. What do you want now?
Yeah,
Um,
so I think the question is, would they be able to display them in game like a dev tag?
It already is displayed.
What, the Vanguard?
Not
no, it's
on
not
only on the-
their-
only on the
only on the
results
tab.
one.
Yeah.
Not on
Okay.
their.
Oh, not on the name. Yes,
Yeah.
you're correct. So that'll be happening. The badge that I say badge that you have already now, will have to change a little bit. Not in terms really of what it looks like, just the size of it. So it'll be
I
getting redone.
personally will have a discussion about this because this has only popped into my head. But I would like to redo the Vanguard and the Harbinger icon, just that it looks like
Okay.
a proper badge. At the
You're gonna have to
moment.
talk to them
Right,
about it then.
Exactly. We'll discuss it.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit vanilla compared to all the other badges that are going in.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it may need an upgrade. People seem to be happy with the ship upgrades, so I mean, like a badge or an icon upgrade shouldn't be too much of an issue. But if it is, let me know.
Yeah.
It's bound to upset someone, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
course.
We don't want to.
They loved
It
it.
just
They
depends
loved the
who
way
it
it
is.
was.
It's not that you loved it.
It was their favourite part of
It's
the game.
It's
Yeah,
the case
it's
that
brilliant.
you bought in a long time ago, and that's what you had. And if it changes, sure, it's not like game changing or
Virtually
anything.
unplayable.
Virtually unplayable.
Yeah, 0 out of 10.
I don't even know what we're talking about now.
Next
Because
question.
you're not
Does
hip enough.
does pineapple belong on pizza?
Strong
no.
question.
Move
No,
on.
it
Right,
totally
next question.
Certain pizzas.
Axel, can you give us a clue as to what ship the new Ultimate skin is for? ... Please.
It's not going to happen, is it?
Here's a clue. It's not on the screen.
Yes.
There you go.
That's a good
Sure.
clue. That's a good clue. There
Maybe
you
if
go.
you give one clue every week or so, then they'll
Yeah, there you go.
eventually figure it out.
Well, they're getting a good clue next week, aren't they?
They are you're going to
Yeah.
get some clues next week. You are going to get clues next week.
A raging clue.
Rage.
Whoa.
I was thinking that as well.
Hypergrip says this. I think this is in response to marketing.
Yeah,
so
I
this will
believe
be a push, but not the push.
Kind of like the baby push or the first push. You know?
I would say that's probably
Oh,
a
it's not
fair
even-
assumption right
Breathe a
now,
bit.
I guess.
It's a big enough update that will feel the need to
It's
get people out
it's
there.
big
Like-
enough. It's big enough to be bigger than the pushes we made last year.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year. So you guys remember we got we almost got up to 1,000 concurrents over the Halloween period. In theory, it should be bigger than that because that marketing actually wasn't very big. It was just a good bit
Yeah,
of
it was
marketing that we did.
small targeting.
Yeah,
marketing.
so it should be combining the things that we did in September, November, October last year, and making that into one sort of bigger campaign, basically. So, in theory, from what we know, obviously things still need to be confirmed. It should be a bigger push than we've seen in the past year.
And like you two were saying earlier in the stream, there's also going to be changes in that update which are relevant to new players.
Yes.
So if we do a big push then, well, not a big push, but if we do a marketing push then, it makes sense to us because we'll be able to get more data on where the leaky holes still are in the bucket.
Yes.
Or if we've plugged them correctly.
Yep.
Or whether we brought a sieve instead of a bucket.
Sometimes it's hard to tell
It is.
with
It
games
is,
like
it
that.
is hard to
Yeah.
tell. It is really difficult.
Things
to
that
tell.
we think are cool turn out to be, less so, and
Yeah.
We're getting old.
little
That's
things
the
turn
problem.
out to be big deals, and like average things turn out to, be extremely amazing.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Sometimes you
Realign our
misjudge it.
priorities.
That
Yeah.
sums it up very well, actually.
We're not always that good at predicting
Black Lion of the Stars says, "Can we bring Can we bring back Black Widow smart missiles, please, as an option?"
I'd have to. Can someone remind me why we took them out?
They were horrifically
must have
overpowered.
been. Yeah, it must have been
I think
a good reason.
I'm pretty
right?
sure they were
It was
horrendously
a Mitch
overpowered.
special.
I think it was a Mitch special. So yeah, I think if they were to come back, they wouldn't be recognisable.
No.
So yeah, I think we'd have to be safe and say no to that one for now.
Maybe something new.
Vienticus Prime, what's the deal with the Equalizer torpedo doing damage but not leaving plasma effect? Sounds like a bug
to me.
Yeah, it sounds like a bug.
Chuck it on the technical support page on Steam.
Yeah. If there's any QA watching, please bug it for us.
I'll have a word with Volt.
Buggity bug. Well, we need to go down more.
Yeah, get some questions.
Get some more
What's that
questions.
about Snedge? Could be an interesting one.
Oh,
it wasn't
God,
really
is
a
this how
question.
far back we are?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's your good God, right.
Oh my goodness.
More pizza and burrito.
There's
a
not
lot.
many questions though.
Salt, Aegis. Salt.
There you go.
Gamebridge. Yeah, that's a good suggestion, Obi-Wan. I mean, send it over to us and we'll see if it's possible. But like we said, it's
Yeah, I think
there's other things.
I think the tech guys were looking at that as a
Oh, okay.
potential solution. Yeah.
They're ahead of the game.
Yeah, I just saw.
How the devil are we?
Reductive's, question.
Very well, thank you, Mr. Kaika.
I think there should be an update where if you win a game, you get a free Baileys.
Just delivered.
Someone will just come round, be a dev with a glass of Baileys just for you.
And then when they open the door, and you see that they're like
Congratulations.
14 years old or something. Like, oh, sorry.
Oh, it's just for me. And like 3 days later, I turn up in the US with a glass of Baileys for somebody. Yeah, you did really well in that game.
Oh, this is.
Sorry,
Right,
it's a personal
I've stopped it there
That's
just
all right.
to clarify something. Who said that? Sephi Strife, 19, ruled out Q1 and Q2 but did not mention Q3 or Q4. Are voice slated for the year of 2018 subject to change, or is that more of a wall of crazy idea right now? It's just something that I personally don't know. I don't know what's coming up in the last half of the year. I don't think any of us do.
It all depends on what happens in the first half of the year. We've got like a long-term plan, but we don't have anything small.
Yeah.
But they're largely very, very big features. That will kind of be.
It's because things
pushing
are.
us forward.
The plans for Q2 could quite easily change from the results of Q1. Like, that's the sort of thing that we have to deal with. You know, that just happens, and that's why we work in Agile, which is, you know, just a good way for us to be able to work.
And we've, you know, to be honest, we don't have a shortage of cool stuff that we'd like to do, right? It's just a question of when do we slot it in and does it make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's an enormous list of cool stuff, and we're all suggesting cool stuff. And a lot of the time, it's like we can't do that because we need to write a brand new system, and that can't happen because we need to do this first and that first, and then it gets pushed back. And we've had
some stuff is just easier to do, right? It's just technically faster and so on. So, you know, some ideas are more likely to gain traction.
Which is exactly why we're doing the new way of doing updates, right?
Yeah.
You know, because that way we can spend, people can spend 3 months working on a bigger thing. And
then we can have code working on a system that's going to support something we're going to do further down the line.
Exactly.
So I mean, what I could maybe do is kind of slightly mention some vague ideas for Q3 and Q4, and that is that we want to have a bigger focus on gameplay.
Okay.
And changing the way games play out, possibly trying some new things out.
Mm-hmm.
I think would that be fair to say?
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think we've had a few design meetings. I'm not sure if either of you were in them.
We weren't invited. No,
we're not important enough.
But we have sort of discussed on a high level the sort of direction we'd like to take things, and experimentation is definitely something that featured quite prominently.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Do you want to scroll it down, James?
Yeah,
Because
right.
I can't.
We've got. So take chat wheel.
Oh, Son of the Stars, he's bringing a Dota feature here.
Oh yeah.
Could we have it so that if we hold Alt and press any ability key, it tells if it's ready or on cooldown to the team? It's something I've, because I know SOTS and I play Dota, it is something you can do. So
Oh, that's Sots, is it?
if you
I didn't realise that was his real name.
if your team look like they're about to go for a team fight and you have a crucial ability that would help in that, but it's just not ready, you can Alt click on the ability and it will be like, oh, it's on cooldown for 3.5 seconds. Or
That'd be cool.
My
whatever.
heel's not ready yet.
And there has been times whilst playing Fractured Space, I've just been like, I can't scythe beam or
Yeah,
I don't have
I
heal
can't
drones.
do
I think
it.
heal drones are one of the key.
I've got
ones.
no heals. I've got no heals.
And just
Yeah.
the key information of knowing when it will be back up. So
I mean, there is a quick chat,
No.
but I imagine you could get into the habit of doing that, and I imagine Alt clicking the ability could be quicker. So
Yeah,
don't know if it works for Dota. I guess we can.
I
look
kind of
into
feel
it.
like some ships, like it should be context sensitive. I mean, if you're trying to, say, if you're trying to
Spam
heal and
it
you're a
or
healer,
something. Yeah.
it should probably just come up to your team in general. The healer is out of heals, or heals on cooldown for so many seconds, and then.
I think that's
Yeah.
actually a
I
better
think-
way of doing it.
I think sort of communicating ability cooldowns to the player themselves is something we can improve.
Well, obviously, we've got kind of audio prompts now, so you can't fire this weapon. Like,
Yeah. So that
It doesn't actually say that.
That's the
It just
that's
goes,
the first step. But we do need
Like that.
some sort of visual to tell you that's why it's not firing. It is on a cooldown.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yep.
Let's do some more scrolling.
Erist eats blue pizza. Apparently, nice.
I think he means
Blue.
blue as in like.
Oh yeah.
Who just like a steak?
I get it.
Yeah.
Come on, we're cultured.
At first I was thinking blue cheese because pizza.
Smitty 3D says, "Hey guys, any news on other game modes like Frontline, 3v3, PvE Wave after Wave?"
No new news apart from there is a new game mode coming in March at the end of it, subject to change. There we go.
Who knows?
You will get more. We'll be releasing more information towards the end of February, and for now, that's all we're gonna say.
Follow the breadcrumbs.
Follow
I've been
those
told
breadcrumbs.
not to speak
go.
of the thing
Yeah,
I'm doing.
even though I've nearly said it like about 20 times.
Just
during
try not
the
to
stream.
You
say
managed to bite your tongue.
Oh yeah, this. Oh.
in time.
We definitely don't have someone standing behind the green screen ready to jump out.
Yeah,
there
the-
anytime.
Definitely
slap us.
That's not.
Could happen. Don't know, where is
So,
Team Zilla?
scrolling down a little bit more. Vienticus, that's an important one. When is the Basilisk getting a pizza slice skin? Ginger Gladiator.
Strong question.
Tuesday.
Yeah?
I'll look at it.
Will
at
it
some
have-
point.
I can take a
Pineapple?
photo of a
Well,
pizza slice if that works.
Hold
for
on.
you.
If you're getting a Bassi pizza skin, where's the Burrito Pioneer?
Well, I know it's.
Well, that's another good
That's
one, yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate skin.
Where
Well,
is the burrito? Oh no.
It's wrapped up. It's leaking. It's kind of oozing burrito goodness. And
not
then as
wrapped
you
up.
fly, it all kind of
I don't
comes
know,
out the back.
maybe someone could mock it
Shit,
up
black
in
beans.
Photoshop.
Yeah, bits of chicken.
Someone does a mock up and it looks good, and enough people give it a thumbs up. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll do it. Whatever.
There we go.
We've broken him down.
You've heard it. You've heard it here first,
It
right?
has to be a really, really good burrito skin.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So get mocking up.
Can't just be on Photoshop.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see like some whack photograph just stuck on the idea. I mean, it's not going to sell it to me.
It has
All right.
to work.
Let's scroll.
Let's go. What's your?
Let's scroll down some.
Have they talked
more.
about new game modes?
Yes.
Kind
No,
Rage.
I think we-
Thank you,
Yes.
Kind Rage.
We've
Hopefully
said enough on that.
Hopefully,
yeah,
you've heard.
Kenobi.
Here we go.
Yeah.
See, this is why I'm not doing a Bassi skin. Why play Reaper when you can play Bassi? No.
You just don't want Bassies in the game.
Yeah, just delete it.
The Bassie's a great shit.
Let's see, what have we got? Are Ace Master Expert medals
Yes.
going? Yes.
Badges
Awesome.
for.
Moving on.
Do we call it ship mastery?
Yeah.
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 Are you thinking about the Nebula Storms? They seem kind of too much at the moment.
Yeah, fair comment. I think
Yes.
We've
we've
talked
we've,
about
we've
it.
kind of had this discussion, and
Yeah.
I think we also agree. We agree it might be right to tone them down a little
Yeah.
It needs scaling back.
or at least the frequency.
It's more the
Yeah.
visual, I think. It's just too PC.
I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest. I think the fact that there are some games where you start the game and both sectors immediately have a nebula storm.
I think the way they're set up, I think there are certain patterns set up.
Right.
So maybe it's a question of there are too few patterns, and you're starting to see them.
Yeah.
And I think custom games, I think it's like 90% of games that start have both sectors engulfed in.
Yeah.
I definitely wrote
right
some
way.
in our playtests for Rudolph. I definitely wrote some very passive-aggressive messages in the chat about these nebula storms. Oh look, they've happened again!
Yeah. So I think
Capital letters.
I think
capital
I
letters.
thought someone from the forums had just
No,
jumped into the game.
it was me.
pay attention to me.
Yeah. I know.
So yeah, we can definitely look at the frequency and so on. Turn
Axel
team
didn't like my
splitting
clue.
off.
I thought it was a good clue.
Well, team splitting. That's always a big. It's a big question. It's a big debate.
Team splitting happens because it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Get
Ideally-
ready for a big conversation about this. By the way,
So the
Take conversations.
we're
with
here
the
for the long
forums,
haul.
It's fine, but I mean,
They have.
it's not ideal, and it's not something I like to happen. And it's to be
No
honest,
one-
I've
no
not
one
really
wants
been
it, right?
split for a very long time.
a split only happens when it needs to happen, and it would otherwise be an unbalanced game. If you're in a 5-stack and your total MMR is less than the opposition, then matchmaker will try and keep you together. Auto balancer, I should say.
Yeah.
So it's only when your MMR exceeds the other team that you do get split, or you're going to stomp them.
and that's by 1,000 MMR, is it not?
It has to be a certain amount. What exactly it is?
significant amount.
It's a significant
huge amount of MMR.
Not to everyone.
The
but I
thing
mean,
is as well,
in general.
because on that thread, I've been paying attention to what you guys have been saying, because obviously I gave you guys some stats, and you guys gave me some interesting responses for sure. Valid, yeah, from one side of things, but what somebody mentioned in there that they actually don't impact matchmaking times because it's all done with the auto balancer, but in actual fact it does, or it would impact on matchmaking times, because if we turned team splitting off, we would need to be a lot more what's the word?
picky.
Yeah, picky with the matchmaker.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have a team of, 1,800 to 2,000 MMR guys searching out their brackets and eventually finding some lower MMR players.
So there are two problems with that right now from a technical point of view. The first is we don't have enough players to find another 5-stack with that much MMR, right?
Mm-hmm.
There just aren't enough players at any one time. So the search times with the current player base would be crazy. The second thing is I'm not even sure that the current matchmaker will allow us to pick players by MMR. I think that's part of the reason why we're thinking of rewriting our own matchmaker. Because at the moment we use a third-party solution that is somewhat limited in terms of what you can do with it.
What do you mean pick MMR?
Well,
Does that make sense?
well,
Not necessarily. I was like,
Because
I thought
I'm
we already
like
did.
the matchmaker uses MMR.
yeah, I might.
Just to clarify, none of us work on the matchmaker here.
No, we don't work
It's a
on the
thankless
matchmaker.
task.
Yeah. No, what you say, what I say might not make sense actually.
We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it's there
it's-
because it needs to be there.
Yeah,
Like,
it was the one
basically.
thing I think that caused all of the studio to have a massive discussion when it came up,
Yeah.
and we just had to bite the bullet at that point and understand that it was necessary, but you don't want
Yeah.
it. Like, no other game does that.
No.
that I can
And
think
also
of.
No.
the players watching the stream are probably the ones that would be getting split, right? Because it's going to definitely be at the higher end of the MMR. Whereas
Not necessarily,
if you look at the whole
Well, there
player base as a whole,
there are definitely some newer players that are trying to group, and they have actually been split. We know this.
yeah, which
because
is unfortunate.
we've seen
yeah.
a couple of bits of MPS data. We've seen a Reddit post. We've seen a couple of Steam reviews.
Yeah.
So it definitely does happen to newer players, which is really annoying because it shouldn't happen to those.
It's a team game, right?
With those rules that we've set in place for the splitting, where your team has to be like 1,000 MMR more than the other team to actually split.
Yeah.
Like a new team should not be getting split.
Well, this is kind of what I'm a little bit confused about.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that the current matchmaker would then struggle to find a good match with the correct MMR, so that it kind of puts a comp together that would have sufficient MMR for the 5 stack not to get split.
Right.
So I exactly what the problem is, I don't know. I'm not working on it. It what can I say? It's a problem. We all want to solve it, but we're kind of doing the best we can with what we have right now.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Right. Should we go quick fire question round? Yeah.
Okay, go on.
No more than 10 seconds on each question.
All right.
Black Lion of the Stars says, "Hey, equaliser buff? If so, how so? How so?
10 seconds, Tom.
Equaliser.
Does it need a buff?
It's a bit weak, a little bit weak. It's like
I'm
not quite as good as a Sentinel.
I'm not convinced.
But with a boost gate.
It's brutal. It's got really high win rates. In the right hands,
it's
it's very, very tricky
so
ship to fight against.
He says,
time's up.
Get good.
So I don't think so. Not right. No.
I don't really. I mean, you should get good, but it's not your fault. Is it? No. Stars. Blah blah blah. No.
Right, we've talked about storms.
Yeah, we've spoken about storms.
Any plans? Okay, Operator says, any plans to help make lights more visible, as in stronger in lane, or fob capping power to offset gamma not being light friendly? Just lights in general, light ships. For a second I was like, lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, light ships.
We've had some ideas in which we could change a few rules subtly that would lend itself more to lights.
Okay.
So I think it is something on our radar, and I think you will see some experiments coming up at some point in which lights would become more viable.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah,
cool.
Sounds good.
Moving
on.
Oh, hold
Evil
on.
Popcorn Generator, how are the Gamma prototype changes going?
All right.
There we go, there's your answer.
Not bad.
Ginger Gladiator, more Hunter skins, wink wink nudge nudge from the Kaika.
There's always going to be more Hunter skins. It's the best ship.
Oh!
Whoa.
I think there's some bias going on
the
here.
blinky skin.
No, it's not. It's glorious. I love it.
Yeah, we're only like 600 to 700 lines of Twitch chat behind.
Yeah, we
Stop
know.
commenting.
Oh.
It's because we're trying to give in-depth answers, man.
JD says, what is with the one random cloaker's warp rings and warp out in effects not appearing repeatedly in a match? Sounds like a bug to me.
Yeah, it sounds like a bug.
If there's a bug,
Q
tech support for him.
Any QA
Yeah.
watching, please bug it for us.
Bottoman says, have you taken a look at Jetlag's 30-minute video about the purge features of the Overseer's slow torpedo?
I know.
I haven't seen one.
Someone throw us a link.
Yeah, link us up if
Yeah,
you think
Is it
we
like
should
a
see it.
30-minute video of you talking about it, or like, you know,
Of
Or maybe
compilation
just
of it.
text on screen?
Maybe Steggs could watch it and then give us a little summary.
There you go,
Pretty
Steggs.
pretty much what I do.
That's your Friday.
Cool.
Sounds good. That's your Friday
It's going
morning
to take me
sorted.
all of Friday
It-
to
it
watch
always
that
comes
half
in a
video
show,
as
right?
well. It'll take me a long time.
Can we keep Iron Storms as a random option? I think for now they'll definitely stay. They just need to be rebalanced.
Yeah.
Is ECG considering console ports to Switch, Xbox, or PS4?
Too soon.
Too soon.
Way too soon.
Plus, I
And-
really hate working on consoles.
I've always heard that it's them who come to us and say, hey,
Well, yeah, we're
be here.
waiting until we get big, and then
Yeah.
they come and basically just throw some money at us. And
Yeah,
we're like,
That's it.
more money.
So
Not
enough
if someone
money.
wants
Not-
to throw money at us, we'll
Not Scion,
consider it,
are
I
there
guess.
plans to expand the PvE mode with new features? Yes. More to come on that
To be-
at a later date.
To be announced. Operator also says, any update on dynamic tooltips to show how your crew and implants actually affect abilities? It's happening. It's happening. apparently.
No,
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 that
that's-
was not.
Oh, right,
that
it's
was
not
not the
happening.
answer.
That was me and Steggs talking to each other.
That
right
was
there.
us
That's not,
telepathically talking to each other.
not
I
telepathic.
think that is an
I
area
had-
which we could improve, and we all agree should be visualised better.
I had a very frustrating conversation towards the beginning of the week about localization, which is something we're planning for Q1. And we've always said that with localization comes dynamic tooltips. That's always been how we've planned it.
Yep.
That, extremely annoyingly, has now been changed. So dynamic tooltips are basically being delayed. We're not very happy about it. Something's happened at the studio where the person that was going to be doing them is heading off to work on his own project. So it basically relies on us being able to get somebody else in to be able to start that, which obviously has delayed the process quite significantly. Now, I said at the time, because I was obviously quite frustrated about it, you know, does that make sense for us to do? You know, I always thought that we had to do dynamic tooltips with that other feature, but it turns out it's not actually. It doesn't have to come at the same time. We can code it in later. It's not any more difficult than it would have been if we'd have done it together, basically. So yeah, it's super annoying, but
we might be able to have a
Another one for the
workaround
list.
where they're not dynamic, but we update them
Potentially.
for that time.
we'll get Ren to do it. Ren
Yeah.
can do all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good task for Ren.
yeah. Ren,
So yeah,
Get Ren to
Ren
do
will
anything.
love
we
it.
are really sorry that we've said constantly that dynamic tooltips will be coming with localization, and it's as much of a blow to us as it is to you that they're not coming.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, we feel bad that it's not happening, but I'm just saying it now. Hopefully we could do something to update them, but they won't be dynamic.
Yeah, yeah.
Just so the correct information is there
Yeah,
for that time being.
It is important. It is.
That's why that answer took more than 10 seconds.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I'm trying to decipher Jack's question there, but I'm not really sure if there is a question.
I think he just wants us to wave.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we just, yo.
There you go.
I'm not sure if he wanted us
He
to
just
wave
controlled
or
us.
whether
Maybe it was like a
he-
Mexican wave.
We are not performing monkeys.
Well, you
I
are.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
Steggs, what tier ships do you have in Dreadnought?
I don't know.
What's that?
Um,
I'm joking. I know.
I don't. I think I got to tier 2 when I played it. Maybe. I think.
I think I got to tier 2 on one ship when I played the PS4 version.
Yeah.
Says, trying out new things. Will these things go into the live version again, or will they be a sort of test pilot program back? Because with these major updates, I think test pilots would be much more doable. We could catch more bugs and get more feedback to you guys as the community.
You need to speak up.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You're so quiet.
There were rumblings the other day about test pilots testing out new stuff, but I'm not sure as how far it went, and I'm not sure if it was discussed with you guys. But it's
Someone asked me if I had a list.
it's on
Yeah.
the cards, I think.
It may make more sense with kind of longer update cycles.
Yeah.
Possibly, but I guess it's also kind of a production question.
Yeah.
It's more problematic than you would think.
Yes.
Honestly, from a
Yes, it is.
logistical point of view, deploying a particular patch just for test pilots is very time consuming.
Yeah.
And then sort of
Yeah.
getting feedback and then reacting to it and so on.
And then actually kind of, well, I think a lot of the problems
It's always been
we
useful. Let's say that.
it's very
Yeah,
useful.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that we got very limited feedback when we did do previous test pilots programs, because I think a lot of the time people were just so excited to have new content for everyone else. They were just, look at all the stuff. I'm going to look at all the stuff.
And it wasn't
And
exactly what
it
we
wasn't
wanted
like,
them to be looking at.
really what you wanted to do is test these particular features and then give us feedback on those features. There's obviously some people who are very
Or-
good at it.
There was also the problem of, we don't have 10 players online at the same
Yeah.
time right now, so
Yeah.
it was a bit tough. And then we added the custom games and the ability to add bots to alleviate that, but it's still an issue.
But we'll
Yeah.
we'll work around those issues. I think it's on the cards, but I'm not exactly sure
Yeah.
when.
Well, it's a good call for.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding
I'm
us.
always, back in the day, I was always like, let's always have a test program, like whenever there's going to be an update, and it's a bit tough. Like
It
you
is.
say,
It
with the
is
player
ideal.
base.
If we can, I think we should.
Yeah, the other thing is our timing as well. Like, if we were to get a decent build out to test pilots, the likelihood of us being able to then take the feedback, make some potentially big changes, and then get it out on time is extremely unlikely as well.
Yeah.
So it would end up delaying us significantly, I would think.
Ideally, we need the feedback earlier.
Yeah.
But the build may not be stable enough
yeah,
to
we don't have
to,
the build stable enough.
to do a test pilot build. So yeah, it's a bit of a catch.
Like
22
yeah, like
sort of
Ginger
thing.
Gladiator said, logistics.
It's pretty tough.
If we can
So
figure
it's
something
sporty.
out, we'll try. We'll see how it goes.
Keep you posted. Communication is what we do best. Anyway, Colossus
Not terrible,
Subway
is it?
skin. Yes. No, but well, if they come to us and they give me like a free Subway
Lifetime
card,
subs.
yeah, lifetime black card from Subway, I'll do that skin. Just get on, email them.
Don't forget, Ginger Gladiator has already said that if you draw a skin good enough and give it to him, he'll put it in the game. So just get drawing your skins.
But I mean, it'll
Pizza Basilisk.
go into a backlog.
Burrito Pioneer.
Someone has to make it. We can't just put.
I think we need to start
I'll
with the
make it.
basilisk.
drawing
And
I'll
in
make
the
it.
game.
The basilisk and the burrito.
So
Next
if you
question.
guys, yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
When is Steggs getting a Bassy skin? He doesn't deserve
Next
one.
question.
Get to work, guys. I want a concept on his desk by Monday. Yes, yeah, we were talking about the skins. That was a long time ago. My God, we're behind.
We're so behind.
Can you see?
Wait, because we're missing some key conversation here.
I don't see questions though.
No, there's not questions,
Yeah.
but you know, this is the difficulty of doing what we're doing.
I would say maybe. No.
Zone in on the question marks.
Shouldn't it be at fracture space? Question. There's a lot of. I think maybe we were speaking for so long we missed so much.
I think that was people saying we need to queue at different times, so we can see what the game is like, and we do queue at those times.
Ginger OP.
But when it gets to a certain amount of time, we need to get back
just
to work.
P, I think.
Yeah.
So we do see the effects. It's
we
just,
often try and squeeze in lunchtime games. That's always
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Quite often we'll catch at least some of the Aussie crew who are then
Yeah.
playing
I
in
played
in
the
their
Aussie crew a
evening.
lot. Yeah.
a couple of good games yesterday actually.
As 4K and ultra-wide screen resolutions become more common, are there any plans on dressing up the static screens? They are kind of a mess at the moment. What static screens?
maybe the loading screens.
Or maybe the
Because you've got a
front-end
4K
stuff.
monitor.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
so
office.
yeah, I can't run the game in 4K because it looks pretty dreadful, actually. I do run the game on a 4K monitor, but I do window full screen, and it's running at 1080p. So you get like some downscaling, but it looks pretty crisp. 4K does look delicious. However, it's
The HUD is.
the HUD's horrendous.
Yeah.
So
I
for a
come
very
over
long
and I'm
time,
looking at it, I'm like, what the?
for a very long time, our previous Java scripter was like, we don't support 4K, and that was pretty much it. and you know, we had a lot of arguments about that, and then we've got some new guys in. They are banging, and Charlie said the other day, of course we do 4K, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're
Making it happen.
That was a really, really good impression
We've
of Charlie
got-
as well.
Actually, no, without the swearing, because he does.
Charlie's actually the Artful Dodger.
It seems to
He
be we've
pretty
got
much
members
is, yeah.
from both mafias, like Russian and London.
Yeah.
yeah. But hey, let's go.
As he reads the question, he gets quieter and quieter.
I'm just kind of
Oh,
pondering.
for anyone who's just joining, Cats vs Ninja is asking who are these people. So we have over here the lead artist, Ginger Gladiator.
Or Ginger Radiator, apparently. Cheers!
Yeah.
Ginger Gladiator. And on my right here we have Errorist, who's senior game designer. Lord of the Guardian, as was discussed earlier.
Popcorn's
Or
loving
Guardian
your,
of the Lord, as
your
some
beard.
call it.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's new.
wait,
It's
hold on.
the.
Oh,
Sorry.
there you go. How about more VFX colours, e.g. yellow, white, and permanent versions purchasable with plat?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Why is it saying I wore camo pants and listen to Jungle? Why is Reductive getting me mixed up with Toonzilla?
I have no idea.
He's not that old.
So Obi-Wan, that's a yes. There's no date.
It
though.
just needs to be done.
Yeah.
It's another one of those. Yeah, we need to add it.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not as important. But yeah, we definitely need to add it.
We need more things in drop pods, right? Yeah. So you know,
And you know, was it
UI
green and red aren't the only colours in the world.
they're not. I can confirm they're not the only colours in the world.
Yeah, and bear in mind UIs are a part of that as well.
Yeah, yeah. Still the bottleneck.
When can I buy platinum for other people?
Oh, that's an interesting.
Gifting is something that got mentioned. I think people are keen on it.
Yeah.
I think there were some technical issues why we couldn't do it immediately, but I think it is something that we want to look at in the future.
There you go. That
It
was
will
under
be
10 seconds as well. Question.
Are you ever going to catch up to the chat?
I bet that was said about 10 minutes
Yeah, I
ago.
was going to
No,
say.
we're
like,
not.
Probably not. Not unless we just pick out the good.
I mean,
We're
you
not-
could, but we'd miss questions.
We're not that far behind. They've
No,
just
it's
said
not,
Aussie
no, no.
crew, so
Okay,
we
so
said that about
weird.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, that was about 5, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When is the
Guardian
ultimate
of the
pioneer
Lord.
skin coming? When someone does the burrito picture?
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah,
do,
yeah, yeah,
Brand.
get-
You've got to do the
get
burrito
busy.
drawing first, and then we do the Pioneer Ultimate.
Give us
'cause
some
it is a
inspiration.
burrito.
They're talking about Guardians. Oh, I just think I just threw up in my mouth. Kaika says 20 quid in an unmasked envelope if you remove the stupid
BS.
slow down off the Guardian. How many times have I said the same thing?
Well, it was reduced.
It's not reduced enough. It needs to just be
That
removed.
that doesn't mean it can't be reduced further.
It's powerful enough as it is. It's powerful as it is.
we
Come
can
on.
continue this discussion.
Terrorist, I think Ginger's already received an unmarked envelope with the.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
Exactly.
No, I just feel your
And
pain.
by the way, I don't accept unmarked envelopes with money in it. I would do something like that, unless you're serious, Kaika, in which case you know where the office is.
We do as well. If you want anything from
I'll
us,
send you my PayPal address.
How do you say? Is it Sephi Strife?
Sefi Strife.
Sephi Strife
Sephi
says
Strife.
at Fracture Space, will there ever be a new credit sync? I'm sitting on 25 million credits. Wow.
It's a lot.
Can I donate to the community? That would be really nice, wouldn't it?
It'd be lovely.
Would be,
donate
but you
to
could
a friend.
you could get issues then with kind of people skipping their progression and
It's true. You kind of
kind
need
of
that
burning
progression.
themselves out a little bit.
It's a difficult one for the veterans because the
yeah.
veterans are always going to have a lot of credits because of
Yeah.
the amount of time they've played. There isn't something that we can implement straight into the game that immediately syncs.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean,
No!
what comes to my mind is kind of very exclusive cosmetics. You know, very very cool stuff, very rare items.
Yeah.
Things like that only hardcore vets would sort of have access to.
Yeah, potentially.
Or maybe, you know, or the equivalent amount of plats would be very, very high, very, very desirable.
I think it'd
very
be nice.
blingy.
Like,
Who
the
knows?
ship mastery skins that we've been talking about, maybe they'd just be wicked expensive in terms of credits.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a good
Maybe.
question back to the community.
We'll
like,
see.
what do you imagine you'd like to
Yeah,
spend?
what would you like to spend all your
big
hard-earned
big
credits
big
on?
stacks on? You know, is what sort
Don't
of
say
stuff?
new ships.
You can't
because
convert it
it's
into
tons
plat
of-
either.
No, you can't do that.
No.
Nah.
So yeah, we'll throw that one back at you guys. I like
Yeah.
that.
What do you want to see?
Kaika says, serious one, I would like skin gifting.
Yeah,
Common option.
similar answer to plat.
Yeah.
If we can donate and gift plat, then we could probably gift skins as well, presumably.
Yeah.
It's
So,
Take
definitely
everything
up for discussions. Yeah.
It would be nice. It would definitely be nice.
yeah.
And it's not impossible. It happens in other games.
Oh yeah. I mean, nothing's
just- it's
impossible.
just a-
I think it was just.
It's just a thing of it takes time to do and
Yeah,
the
we-
infrastructure to make sure it's always functioning.
Should we
'cause
take
if-
that one?
Yeah, my mama.
basically,
Thoughts
yeah.
about the current hiding MMR? Hiding only loses doesn't really make sense. Only losses.
Yeah.
Only losses, yeah.
Oh right.
So I don't even think this one is hugely debated in the studio anymore, is it? It's
On a regular
No.
basis.
Oh,
No.
yeah, all the time.
I think the general thing of
In fact, you're speaking so loud, you're going to trigger someone. I'm gonna
Oh,
So I was going to drive says MMR.
I think I was under the impression there was a general consensus that it's that an option to hide your MMR should be there, and
Yes.
the main question was whether it was defaulted to hidden or visible.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to sort of shed a little bit of light on that question, why do we hide the loss of MMR? Just because a lot of you
People don't like it. People
wind
don't like
yourselves up
losing
about
MMR.
it.
Yeah.
Ooh, why am I losing so much? And this and that. And it's there
It's ridiculous.
Don't take the piss out
in
of them.
fat red letters right in their faces.
This
They don't
is
want
how
to
much
be-
you lost at the end of
That's
the loss.
it.
that
This
you
is
So-
why
suffered.
we don't have devs on stream with us.
So the idea is it's better to kind of emphasize the win. Ideally, MMR isn't shown at all, right? Because it's a casual mode.
Yeah.
But we don't have ranked, so we do need something.
Plus, if you're a higher level player, you haven't got anything to chase, and obviously
That's it.
MMR is
Unless the
your
leaderboards are awesome,
choice
in which
is
case
on.
maybe that would
Exactly.
be something.
On the other hand, some players don't want to see it at all.
But there's a lot to say about making a player feel better after a loss. Because I remember we were having a conversation about this, and I was saying I'd never noticed it until we had the conversation. But
Yeah.
like Destiny does it.
Yeah.
Like when you lose, you've got the Crucible dude Shax going like something like, "Oh,
You'll
every
get them
Guardian
next time."
loses. You'll get
Yeah.
them next time. Get up and
I
fight
mean,
again." And you're
That's
like,
it. I mean, personally,
"Yeah!"
you want to be a bit more upbeat. You want to be sort of confident for your next game.
Yeah.
You don't want to be on a downer, with sad music. Everything's red.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Yeah.
you want to be sort of whipped up for,
Yeah.
for your next game. You want to be hyped.
It's very much a psychological thing, which for you guys that have been in the game for a long time would probably feel very weird to you because you're so used to how it's always been displayed. But for a new player, not noticing when you've got big red numbers is actually quite a big deal.
Plus,
Well,
as a new player,
hopefully,
you
yeah.
shouldn't.
You shouldn't
have-
care.
You shouldn't care
Yeah,
about
literally
MMR. It's not
shouldn't care.
important. It's not. To be honest, it's not important for people who've been playing the game
No.
for 3 years. It's just not. It's
It-
just a measure of.
It's just there for us to try and get you
Nothing
a
really.
more balanced match.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
And I think one of the programmers put it quite eloquently when he said, "It's not a great chase item because it's there. It's designed to remain static.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a good chasey thing in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There are all
exactly.
sorts of issues with it.
Yeah, there
but-
definitely are.
But until we have ranked, we feel like it does make sense to have it for the kinds of players who like chasing stats. and
Which
so
is
on.
why we're thinking about making it optional, right?
That is part of the reason.
It's
absolutely.
now a question of whether it's automatically hidden or automatically not hidden. Shown. That's the opposite of hidden.
That's it. So
There you go.
yeah, absolutely. We will kind of allow you to turn it on or off. Hopefully, but yeah.
Yeah.
What do we do by default?
Vinticus Prime, do
go.
the manoeuvring thruster flashes seem a little too bright when they first come onto you guys as well?
I like it. I want to feel it when I turn my thruster on. Before, I think it was very, very easy to miss.
Yeah, it
I-
was
I-
very easy to miss.
I think new players
It's a bit of glamour,
felt
isn't it,
like
really?
nothing was really happening.
Yeah.
Is it too much now? Not for me personally.
I really like
don't
it.
know.
It's a nice touch. I
Yeah,
mean, like,
yeah.
if you change direction, you get kind of some thrusting, and it's quite.
Yeah.
It's,
I
think
thought it was
bit of
weird
extra-
at
extra pretty.
first, but
Yeah.
I've kind of got used to it now.
So there's a pretentious sort of designery word we like to use, which is juiciness, and I feel like it's
Juice.
it's
Extra
definitely
juice.
it's juiced up the experience.
a designer
It's getting juicy.
It's kind of a studio
Um,
word, juice.
Well, I don't know. It's a sort of maybe it's more of a graphic designer word, but
Right.
what it refers to is getting visual but also audio feedback when
Right,
when you
okay.
do something.
Right.
It
got
may not
Got it.
necessarily be gameplay critical, but you can feel that you've pressed the button now.
Okay.
And
Taste it.
and so
It's
therefore
juice.
it's juicier
All right. Let's
than
move
it was
on.
before.
Let's move
I just
on
wanna
because
keep saying
otherwise we're
juicy.
going to be here forever.
Yeah. It's juiced up.
I didn't say loot boxes, not Scion. At any point.
Ugh.
Gambling.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said.
Angry Ranth, further changes
loot
come to the
boxes.
Watchmen. At the very least, we'll probably bring back the old main weapon as a loadout option.
JD says Black Edition Ultimate Skin Super Bundle. When? Black Edition Ultimate Skin.
Does that just mean all the ultimate
Oh, you're
skins
talking
that are
about
black,
no,
which
you're
is
talking
all
about
of
the
them?
Sentinel, aren't you? The dev edition.
Not in
Sentinel.
front of him.
Could be a nice bundle.
Well, did we discuss this?
What's that?
The super skins. Super skins weren't available, so there was the contest winner skin
Oh,
that I made
the
just for him,
variations.
and then the dev skin.
Oh right. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't discussed it.
No, okay. There was a brief discussion about making them possibly available at some point for something.
Oh right. Yeah. Martin
Stay
mentioned
tuned.
it to us. Yeah, stay tuned for that.
It could happen at any time. It might just happen any minute, and then we'll just
It's
stop
not happening
it.
any minute.
Probably
Don't
not.
listen.
Don't listen to him.
That's kind of cool.
That's
what,
bait.
what Black Line of the Stars suggests there. Could players bet credits or platinum on matches?
There we go.
I think
Nope.
like that's absolutely not going
Absolutely
to
not.
happen. But I do love that idea.
Yeah,
but
it's-
there's all
yeah,
sorts of
it's
reasons
cool.
why it's
So
not
much
gonna
trouble.
happen.
Let's not even go into.
It's going to cause all
any
sorts of
that.
issues. I personally would like it, but yeah, it's not going to happen, is it?
Smitty, yes, please send the burrito skin concept into Discord. That'll be great.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Fracture Space, this is Vienticus Prime. Any plans to add new/alternate lines to crew members for variety?
Oh, I'd love that so much.
It'd be really nice. It's a case of being able to get back the voice actors, paying them, and
And then booking
and
Pinewood
then,
Studios
yeah,
and
it's-
record it.
it's-
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
it's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
We'd prefer to put new crew in, basically.
Yeah.
Although
Maybe
it
at
would
some
be
point
really
we
cool.
could get the same voice actors to do new crew to come in and then maybe get some additional lines.
Yeah,
but
potentially, yeah.
It's obviously not that easy.
Yeah. Right, moving on.
This is going to be the last few questions, so if you do have one burning, do get it in now.
In fact, should we scroll all the way down and say if you've got a burning question,
And you just
type it
Just
now?
now.
Bang on.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Scroll all the way down. Scroll all the way
How long
down.
have we got? How long have we got?
Oh, we didn't have that long.
Oh, no, we didn't. Let's just pop up and just answer a couple of them.
Yeah, see if there's any good ones.
No, doesn't look like it. Juice boxes, not loot boxes.
Please get that trending. That's awesome.
Cracking. I love it.
Right, okay, so yeah, last few questions. If any of you have got them now, we've caught up with chat. Chuck them in the chat now. What about a competition for a player to voice a character?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Or Jim
Potentially.
would. Jim
It's a
would
tricky
be
one.
so triggered by that.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
It's tricky.
Like
'cause
Can you? You can imagine, like, oh yeah, I'd be really good at voice acting. Obviously, there's people like, say, we got Zerid to do a character. You know, Zerid's very good on camera, and
Yeah,
even he
yeah.
kind of struggled a little bit with the actual lines to begin with, but his lines were really good.
Yep.
Thinking that you can do voice acting and actually doing voice acting is two different things. It's
Yeah.
really quite difficult. And
Yeah.
obviously it's got to stand up in game. Now there's a little bit of processing that goes on top, so it sounds a little bit more kind of fluffy, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
it's
is
quite
very
difficult.
true.
You'd be like, yeah, you've won the competition to come in, and then they come in, they're like, oh yeah, there's someone's attacking the forward station.
We should make him a robot.
Yeah.
Easy.
It would be, there we go, bam, you're a robot.
Yeah.
Hugely disrespectful, but
I'm
you
sure
know,
Kieran
you can understand it.
Kieran
Uh,
could put enough filters on it.
Let's move on. Black Lion of the Stars says any ECG sponsored tournaments coming up.
I've got some ideas
Okay,
of stuff.
Well,
good.
There was another quick Watchman question. I'm not sure if it was
about
clear
watching
enough.
Again.
Which loadout option I was talking about, and I meant the long range, the big gun,
the one that we removed in the last update.
the right mouse button.
Yeah,
I
that one.
can't remember what it's officially called. The big gun,
Yeah.
the big Kahuna gun. Ultimate Disruptor.
Any plans for buffing the Raider?
Raider.
Do it.
Maybe
One of
I'll have
the
to
most
look
annoying
into
ships in
it.
the game.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit annoying, isn't it?
It is just- it's
So,
annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying, but it's not doing particularly.
Yeah,
well.
it's not
Is it
powerful.
not?
It's just very
I'd have
annoying.
to look at
There,
stats.
there are a couple of people who are very good at Raider.
Yes,
but
there are.
It's very, I don't know, it's very easily counted, isn't it? It's not a first pick anyway.
Yeah.
Anyone who first picks
Colossus.
Raider, you are a man.
Done.
Very
Right.
much.
Next one.
Or any two ships.
Let's-
Ultimate Disruptor when? I don't know. Maybe soon. I don't know. We'll see.
Don't say soon.
Soon, but probably not. So, why I say soon? Maybe like a year.
Aegis buff when?
I'm gonna scroll these.
probably not.
But then straight away he says Aegis nerf one.
Okay, I think that one's more likely. Yeah. I'm not super happy with.
Can you guys answer that one?
Right now.
People's level? What, as in like their level?
Their level. No,
Well,
basically.
the MMR.
Normal level.
it's
Like,
level.
I am
You
level
see their
32
level.
captain. Only at the end of the game.
Yeah, only at the end of the game.
Oh, right.
No,
It would cause
lobby.
It would
It's-
cause troubles, I think.
it's
wouldn't
not a measure of skill.
It's a measure of
how long you played.
experience.
Yeah, played the game. Experience and skill don't exactly line up. You only have to look at Ginger Gladiator for that. He is probably a level 183 and still can't beat me. So
it? Brutal.
Savage.
I love this guy. Any plans for more Steam achievements? Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
yeah, more Steam achievements would be
It's
nice.
something probably that would need to be brought up again,
Yeah.
actually, with that question being said, with the big thing that we've got planned, perhaps.
I actually tried.
Yes,
I
that's a good
actually
point,
tried
yeah.
getting them in for the Halloween event. I thought that would be a good sort of chase item for killing the Sharon,
right, nice.
whatever it was, 10 times. But then we felt like that was too good a prize, and we felt people would go nuts, and they would throw the
Adjust
game
how
to,
the game-
to
yeah.
And
get
also,
Sharon.
they'd be locked out of getting that achievement once the event's over.
That is other
They'd
thing.
be
So
exclusive achievements, and
Which-
we
Yeah.
hate exclusive.
Yeah.
things.
I personally
Pretty
don't have
mean.
a problem with that because it could come back next year. But yeah, either way, I think
People are triggered.
Steam achievements are
Oh
cool.
god.
Yeah.
Right, still talks of... Yeah, that's a good one.
What's that?
Axles.
Axel, there's been odd mentions of the matchmaker balancer being looked at. Is this something that is on the board?
Well, Eris mentioned earlier that we've even had thoughts of doing it ourselves, because right now we use an external service that deals with player inventories as well as matchmaking, and all we've been told is the matchmaker is a black box
Yeah.
at these headquarters,
Yeah.
and we're not able to change it or anything. We're just able to feed it rules that it can apply to the matchmaker. So
I know it's somewhere in the backlog, but I'm not confident enough to say where it is. So I think that's where I want to leave it.
It was actually something that we wanted to do last year, but it was pushed. I think
other
it was.
I guess other stuff
Yeah.
was more urgent.
Yeah. So yeah, it's something we'd like to do.
Yeah, it's definitely on the old radar.
Any plans on a new super carrier class ship? Super carrier? Is that like the Paragon Plus?
Paragon Plus.
Do we need
Super
Ultra?
Paragon to
Do
Paragon
we need
Plus.
another Paragon?
I don't really.
Yeah.
Paragon
know
buff
about
when?
it.
I think short answer is no. We don't have any plans for it. Not in the near future.
Once
anyway.
everyone's really happy with Paragon, we might do another carrier.
Oh yeah, sure.
But it's like, once we sort out snipers, we might do another sniper.
They're not snipers. They're
But
long
they're
range
not
ships.
exactly. They're not. They're long range.
Long range ships.
Yeah.
Let's
Answers
do
your own
some
question,
more.
really. Any
the end-
plans to finally implement Fire Truck Furion skin? Oh, the fire's water instead of flames.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Do you know what so a while ago, right? It's a little bit off topic. I pitched the idea of we'll do an Ultimate Enforcer, and we'll just give it a police skin, and it will have like two blue lights on the top.
Yeah.
And when you hit boost, it goes. And then you bust them, and then it's like maybe some kind of like old cops VO, or you just get like a wasted.
I've
rip off another game.
You can't say this to them because they will want it.
And
just like I want it.
Toonzilla was like.
Yeah.
I've always been told off for not doing audacious enough skins.
In League of
That's
Legends,
audacious.
I've got this cop skin for Blitzcrank.
See, that'd be
Really
amazing.
cool.
And then,
And similar sort of deal.
then I do the ultimate superlifter,
Yeah.
and it's a little ambulance.
Love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I'll do it.
Love it.
Right, for
Come
the
on.
Enforcer one, can we at least, when you blow someone up, just have a crew member who'd be like, "Fuck 'em, boys."
Yeah,
Do it. Make it.
Vienticus Prime. This one developer did a contest where people had to send in their recordings of lines and they chose the best ones to be voice actors for the game.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Maybe.
I don't know, Vinticus, if you're talking about Behold the Kickmen. That was one where the developer asked for all sorts of voice lines and he put them in the game. So I don't know if you're talking about that.
It's quite a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I
good
like the
little
style.
game.
It's very
Enjoyed
nice.
I like I like the humour in it.
It's
He's a funny dude.
it's
What's
not
the
on
one
the,
dude
it's
that-
not on the it's not on the cards.
Yeah.
Let's move on with questions. We're running
Out of time.
significantly out of time.
Has any dev reached 183? No. Not
Yeah.
Spot. He's lying.
Yeah, we can actually just put ourselves to
We could
183.
do.
So technically,
Looks like
Yeah.
Beefy can give himself 3,000 MMR. Doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't
mean anything.
Oh.
Hey, I'm not picking on Beefy. I love Beefy.
I'm picking on him.
Doc Markev, any
Who's
any optimization updates in the works or planned for us low spec gamers? Yeah, there's always optimizations.
Can I say
I don't know.
optimizations have been done? Okay, so very
Oh,
quickly.
on the home base and stuff.
So we're remaking home base. It is 80%, 20% of the poly count that it used to be.
Wow.
So basically, we've done a massive pass. We've scaled it back. We've made Hans has made a new texture set that's just for the home bases. We're
That's
working on the towers at the moment. So then once that's done, bam, new home base, much cheaper, and then we use some of those assets going forward for what we've got planned next.
Winner.
So that's
Yeah.
a good update.
We also have guys looking at performance constantly
Yeah,
and
all the
monitoring
time.
it and updating us with stats and frame rates and so on. So
trying to pick apart where we lose. and
yeah,
stuff.
we're constantly keeping an eye on that. And
We're doing some reworks on the UI. That will give us
Yeah.
just an absolutely disgusting amount of performance back.
Hopefully-
because that's where we lose most of our performance.
we're going to be upgrading to a new
Something
version
that
of
doesn't
Unreal,
move.
so hopefully
Yeah.
that'll give us more stability.
Yeah, that should
hopefully fix a lot of
more
big crashes.
performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we're
So yes.
absolutely looking
Yes.
at that.
There's
is
two
the
new
answer.
ship reworks coming as well,
Ooh.
Yeah.
possibly in this update.
Ooh.
Patch. So
Interesting.
they're good ships as well.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Leave them on that one.
We'll
Let's
leave
see
them
if
on
there's
that.
any more questions, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up.
Alright! A heavy healer.
Sounds dangerous to me.
That really dangerous.
I mean, it would have to be really weak in terms of attacking then.
Or it's
to-
just
to
really
compensate.
small heals. I don't know. Maybe it was a mobile upgrade station, perhaps, but not.
Keep
I don't know,
scrolling. son. Keep scrolling.
It would have to have some sort of
Do
compromise.
I want pizza or
right?
burrito? Both. Next question.
Both a burrito pizza.
Yeah.
Wrap that burrito up in a pizza.
Ultimate Stealth Paragon Skin Wed. Oh, I love you. You're awesome. Well, at some point. At some point.
Don't say that.
Well, we'll see. Police Enforcer and Fire Truck Fury. Yes.
Keep going. Keep going.
Lego City in FS. Do you have a Venn diagram planned for the new MMR player's path towards a successful match?
Are you
That's
going
way
to finish
too-
the question? You
I'm-
finish. Perhaps with consideration from
I'm not-
number of
I'm not
current
smart enough to
teammates.
answer that
So
one.
say a 4-stack would be split 2 and 2 if it was in need of a split in the first place. Not something we can answer. It's not something we can answer at all. Yeah, we have to move on from that.
All right.
I'm not even answering.
My head's brained out.
Nixie, any chance for an in-game message system? Yes. Don't know when, but it is in the plan.
Yeah, super.
In-game message system. What, like chat?
Well,
No,
or like
after
an
the
in-game
game's
email.
finished, so
Like a
at the
notification.
post-game lobby
I
sort
see.
of thing.
Yeah, sounds a bit trolly, doesn't it?
It could be, but there's also
There's also ways we can use that though, which is why we want to do it.
Will there be
Yeah,
other
maybe.
home bases other than USR? Yes.
Boom. Good.
Oh,
Next.
Coming
exclusives.
at some point. Also, we're thinking about doing skins for home bases.
There we go. Dropping some bombs.
Oh!
Right.
gonna enjoy
I
the
wonder if you
forums.
collect
Subject
percentage
to
of time-
change.
Subject to change. If this is planned,
It is
in my
thinking
head.
about.
Yeah, it's cool.
They're not going to hear that part.
But wouldn't it be cool if like your base was a different colour to the enemy base? And
Yeah,
then-
I mean it should
know,
be,
makes
and it
sense.
should be.
Well, yeah.
It should be a different shape.
Well, no, of course it shouldn't.
You know,
They
it
make
should
the
definitely
bases.
be a different shape.
They make the bases though.
No, it should be a
Will
different shape.
other bases have exclusive pleasure domes?
Oh, what, like a party going on in the pleasure day? Maybe I was thinking maybe we could have like a festival You know, so there's like a couple of stages and there's a ton
Some
of people
fireworks
inside.
as well.
Yeah, you just see it
Space
like
festival.
there's like lasers going off. You know, you could probably see if you zoom in really closely, someone's on stage playing.
Maybe some players could get into VR and they could actually be in that
That'd be
rave.
amazing. I mean, that's a lot of kind of meta inside the meta.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's about all we've got time for today's
we could
stream.
be on that stage.
So, thank you all very much for joining us. Eris, Ginger Gladiator,
Yeah,
you've
my
been
pleasure.
a pleasure. We will have these guys. We will have these guys and more devs back on stream with us a little bit more later in the year. Let us know what you think of what we've been talking about on the forum. Be interesting to hear, your thoughts on it so far. And keep an eye out for some more news to come next week. And we'll see you next time.
Bye for now.
I'm going to have to go over there and stop the thing.
That's all right. We're going to look at the camera and we're going to wave.
All right.
Nice one. Look forward to
Smile and wave, boys.
look forward
Smile
to
and
beating
wave.
you lot in game in a bit.
That's real talk.
So who's out there, TAC officer? We have some undesirables knocking on our door. I have hostile ships capturing our base. Damage control, we've got criticals everywhere. Buy us time. They've seen us.
Jump destination. Success. Head them now for maximum damage.
Shoot them out of the sky. Alert! Prepare for blink. Major systems offline. Bye-bye, red bag.
Enemy ship now vulnerable.
We've been spotted. We're dead.
Cohort set. Ready when you are.
Defend the base with all we got.
Now's our chance, while their defenses are down.
Time to cause a ruckus, people.
Target is marked. Open fire.
Engines offline.
Target spotted and marked. Hit them hard while we can. Now fire on that target. Now that's the way to do it. Woohoo! You took that guy apart.
Target location confirmed. Awaiting further orders.